if you've watched the show enough, if you watch the show a lot, which I hope that you do, and I hope that you continue to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share. Around this time, we continue to start talking to guys. We talk to some players, coaches around the program, just ask them how they're feeling. You know what the number one thing that I've gotten from this team so far? Like everybody I talk to, players, coaches, on-field staff, anybody, I think that they know that they have a good enough team that they can make a serious run, a very serious run. You're seeing guys on their own, a lot of them working out, getting ready for this summer's workout. We talked about it yesterday, Mason Smith being cleared. I'm hearing things about Harold Perkins and gaining more weight and getting ready to play, not just being an edge guy on the outside, but playing more of a role on the inside along with Omar Speights and Greg Penn Jr. or Greg Penn III, excuse me. What's interesting to me is when you're talking to anybody, it seems like they all have one direction that they're pointing towards. I'm not saying that a national title is a bust for them because I don't believe that it's a bust. But when you're talking to them and they all want to get there, right? Like when they all want to get there, you get to a place where, okay, everybody, and I'm going to use the biggest PJ Fleck, and I quote, and I hate using this, but when you're rowing in the same direction, when your leader's leading you in the same direction, the confidence starts to build. You have a lot of leaders on this team. Harold Perkins starting to chirp up. Omar Speights is one of, if not the most experienced linebackers in the country. How does that pan out? For me, and it's gonna be interesting. You're reporting in a week. LSU will be there in a week, and football will start, camp will start, and before we know it. I know that the motto around LSU is graduating champions. The mindset and focus that I get from this team right now is the word champion is something that's always on the forefront of their mind, not in the back of their mind, the forefront of their mind. Now, regardless what you believe, depth, statistics, whatever, I think Carter Bryant yesterday on the show said it pretty good. You got a really good coaching staff and a coaching staff that can harness the energy that you have coming out of that building and going to be able to harness that and refocus that into where it needs to be. You have squad team leaders, guys that are being vocal. And the best thing about it is this is what I hear from some of the coaches in that building. The actions of Jayden Daniels and Garrett Nussmeier pushing each other, rooting for each other, has legitimately rubbed off on everybody else. I like where the psyche and mindset is here. We don't talk, look, when we come on this show and we bring on guests, we talk about this depth, that guy, this depth, that guy. What can you do at quarterback? We never talk about the mentality going into a summer. We never talk about the mentality that you have to attack championships. Now, luckily at LSU, you've seen that mindset. You've seen the champions part of a one central focus. Now, I want to temper expectations, but I know what I'm seeing. Remember about this time last year, and I'm going to cop out on myself because Facebook memories reminded me of this yesterday. So I started making phone calls, called about 40 people, and all got the same answer. A year ago today, I would come out in the show and say something very specific. It would go a little something like this. These guys think that they're getting to 10-plus wins. The same thing, the same people, the same atmosphere with that team who says, Blake, we're getting to 10 wins. It's the same team that says, yes, look, BK says graduate champions. We're going for the champions part now. There's something to be said when a team, and look, you're going to see this in Hoover. It doesn't matter what sport it is. It could be tennis. It could be hockey. It could be golf. Hell, it could be water polo. What are they doing with pickles these days? They're swinging them apparently at balls. They call it pickleball. All jokes aside, when a team comes in and has the mentality, as you're seeing in Hoover, guys, there's no reason right now, as I'm sitting here in the studio watching Alabama, there's no reason that Alabama with a coach that got caught betting on games, they should be out here spanking ass. None. Zero, zilch, nada. When an 18 to 23-year-old kid flips that switch like LSU has and talking to people, and you know that what you're seeing here, something really interesting. All right. Let's do this. Chris Phillips is back in the building. Look, there's two things that can make you, me really admire you. One is publish great content. Check for Chris.